Fatiha. السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيد الأمر والخليفة بعد الله سيد الله سابق الرسول والأشهر الله خلق طريقتنا والصحبة والخير في الجميع. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ahir zamanda.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that in the end of times,
Yağmur insanlara çok yağar, felaket olur.
there will be rain either coming down as a catastrophe,
Hiç yağmaz,
or there will be no rain at all.
kuraklık olur.
There will be dryness everywhere.
Bu Peygamber Efendimiz sallallahu aleyhi ve sellemin mucizelerindendir.
And this saying of our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is one of his miracles.
Çocuklar da hayırlı evlat olmaz diyor ahir zamanda çoğu insan.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, also stated that in the end of times, children will not be good people.
İnsanların çocukları, onlar da babalarına, analarına, şeylerine asi olurlar.
Children will come up against their fathers, their mothers, their ancestors.
Onların şeyleri ahir zamanın yoldan çıkmış insanların Allah Azze ve Celle verdiği bir ceza olarak şey yapıyor. Allah muhafaza etsin.
And these occurrences of rain becoming a catastrophe, or not raining at all, and things being dry, and children not being good to their parents, is a punishment and is a result of people leaving the way of Allah Almighty.
Çünkü yağmursuz da olunca da Allah Azze ve Celle onu rahmetle endirsin diye dua etmek lazım.
If there's drought and if there's no rain, one must ask for rain to be a mercy from Allah Almighty.
Bize ceza olarak, azap olarak göndermesin diye.
And one should not pray for rain as a punishment or as a catastrophe.
Dua ederiz. Çünkü yağmur berekettir, rahmettir.
Rain brings blessings and brings the mercy, the favors of Allah Almighty.
Eski insanlar edepleri vardı, her şeyi
In former times, people used to have good manners,
güzel söylerlerdi, rahmet yağdı diyor.
and they would phrase things nicely, and when it rains, they would say, it has rained the mercy of Allah Almighty.
Şimdi anlar yağmurla rahmet diye kimse yağmur yağdı diyorlar.
People these days, when it rains, they don't say such things as the mercy of Allah Almighty has rained. They just take rain for granted and say it rains.
Rahmet eski insanlarda, yani bu
The people of former times had the awareness that rain stands for the mercy of Allah Almighty,
rahmetle yağdı, felaket olmadı.
and they would thank Allah Almighty then when it rained, that it came down as a mercy and that it did not come down as a catastrophe.
Ceza olmadı yaparlardı. Şimdikiler yağmur olunca
And they would thank Allah Almighty that He did not send down rain as a punishment upon them.
sana yağmur diyor Allah Azze ve Celle. Her tarafta seller evleri yıkar, bahçeleri götürür.
Now people take rain for granted, and they don't ask or request Allah Almighty to send rain as a mercy, and they do not appreciate rain as a mercy of Allah Almighty. And now when it rains, it floods, and there are catastrophes and floodings.
Fayda tabii gene fayda var ama o faydanın yanında da Çünkü o rahmettir. Muhakkak onda bir şey var ama
There's still blessing, no matter how it rains. The rain is a mercy of Allah Almighty, and there's still blessing in it.
insanların azgınlıklarından dolayı onların acizliklerini göstersin diye Allah Azze ve Celle.
However, as people have trespassed their limits, Allah Almighty sends down the rain as a catastrophe in order to show their limits and their inability.
O suyla hiç insanın aklına gelmeyecek bu kadar zarar vereceğini bir anda veriyor Allah Azze ve Celle.
And then Allah Almighty punishes them with water, with something they would not have considered harmful.
Onun için yağmur de rahmet deyin.
Therefore, when it rains or when you ask for rain, appreciate rain as the mercy of Allah Almighty and ask Allah Almighty to send down the rain as a mercy.
Rahmet yağdı. Rahmet
And when it rains, say, it's raining the mercy of Allah Almighty.
olsun inşallah hepimize.
And may that rain be the mercy for all of us.
Bereket olsun.
May it bring forth the abundance and the blessings and of the favors of Allah Almighty.
Su hayattır.
Water is life.
Allah Azze ve Celle'nin her şeyi sudan yarattık diyor.
Allah Almighty says that we created everything from water.
Onun için olsun, rahmet olsun inşallah.
And therefore, may this water that rains be a mercy.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us
Azabına
from His punishment and His anger and wrath.
mucib olmayalım inşallah.
And may we not be in a state where we deserve the wrath and anger of Allah Almighty.
Sana da hidayet olsun. Amin Allah.
And may it be a guidance, and may people be guided towards the right way.
Tevfik. El Fatiha.